Welcome everyone, welcome to Duncan Talks Arsenal. Today we are going to talk about the fact that we are in the quarterfinals. We won against Porto. After a nerve-wracking penalty shootout, we did it. We are in the quarterfinals Friday, so 2 days from now. I don't know when this video will get uploaded, but it's Wednesday today. I'm recording this video the day after the match, of course. But yeah, Friday will be the Champions League draw. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to have, of course. And yeah, I will talk about that as well, of course. But we're in the quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen. First time in since 2010 for Arsenal. I think we played really well. I can't lie. Some players played better than others, and we're gonna jump into the referee as well. Well, not literally, but talk about the referee a bit. I think it was a bit disastrous as well. But don't want to complain too much, you know. We are in the quarterfinals, and that's what matters. All right, let's take you through the match then. I will do a play rating, but it will be a separate video, so that won't be in this video necessary. But yeah, let's take it to the match. Of course, we had it was a bit of a slow start to the match, I have to say. Of course, we went head on, but I think Porto was playing a bit of a mid block, instead of a low block, which of course caused them to be a bit high on the pitch as well, which I think we dealt with pretty good. But I was constantly feeling like if Porto get one goal, it's done, in my opinion. It was gonna get at least really difficult. And then when we didn't get an early goal, and I think Trossard only scored around the 40th minute, just for half time, that was just a relief. It's crazy, but I thought at that moment we would get them in the second half, to be fair, but we didn't quite push on, or at least Porto really did. I have to give a shout out to Pepe for that as well, of course, with a lot of experience playing at the back. What a tremendous game he was playing as well. But I think we didn't play our game. I think when we scored a goal from Trossard, I think in the second half we were pushing more. I think the first half, I mean, you can't never take away anything from Odegaard's work rate, but I just feel like the first half, and not only Odegaard, but just the entire team just didn't fully press on. I don't know if it was put the pressure on. I don't know if it were Arteta's tactics. I don't know if it was anything else. Perhaps pressure, the moment, the game, the situation. I don't know. But I feel like we weren't quite putting the pressure on constantly in Porto, which we normally do in the Premier League, which causes the defense, of course, to drop really back. Keeper making maybe some mistakes, which the keeper of Porto did as well this match, of course. But I think we could have put pressure a bit more on, but we were on anyway, so I don't really care about it now, but I just want to talk it. I mean, that's what you do in a preview of a game, right? So, but I would say, of course, first half was a bit sloppy. I think we played quite well, but what I do think is that we could have played a bit quicker. We could have played a bit more our game. I think I was expecting, and with all respect, of course, I was expecting like a 3-1, 4-1, something like that. I thought we would overrun Porto at the Emirates, but that just didn't happen. I mean, we played a game, Porto played the game. The referee was yeah, I don't know, tremendous, absolutely amazing. No, but I don't know. The referee was a bit weird, I think. Not the referee itself, but I think some of the fouls the referee gave, like when you get fouled and you expect a yellow card, but you don't get a yellow card, or when you get fouled and you don't even think it's a foul, but it's a yellow card. It was just really weird, in my opinion. Havertz, of course, with a disallowed goal by Odegaard. Havertz didn't have to pull the shirt. Personally, I don't know if it was a free kick. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. But I don't even think Havertz did that much, to be fair. But if of course it's an attacking mistake. So, but I thought it was really light. And I think the referee as well had multiple times for both teams, I think. When, for example, a Porto player made a mistake, and when the Arsenal player did the same thing all around, you know, he didn't get the free kick for it. It was a bit weird. I thought it felt like, you know, in the Premier League where different referees give different decisions, what it's always so controversial. I think this referee perfectly sums that up. It did the same thing as referees do. Multiple referees make a different decision, different VAR errors, different rules in one match. I thought it was a bit like that. Of course, I don't want to complain too much about the referees, but I just think it has to be said. Let me know what you think about the referees as well, of course, in the comments. And let's now go on to the second half, of course. I think Second half, same thing. I was honestly, I was so nervous. I was so hyped up with adrenaline. I don't know. It was a crazy match, I can tell you that. But the second half, of course, not really a lot happened. We had some corners. I think I was a bit confused and a bit surprised, to be fair, by our corner takings, because sometimes we played the ball short. Well, our corners are a strong point, of course. So I didn't quite like get that, to be fair, sometimes. But at the end of the day, we won, and I think we have to get on to the extra time, of course. We played 120 minutes before we got to take penalties. Porto did what they're good at, time wasting. It was crazy, you know, how many time wasting Porto did. Even when it was 1-0, or even when Porto had like a bit of the momentum, it just felt like the Porto players were just I don't know, just time wasting for no reason sometimes. I don't know if that's necessarily Portuguese football or that's how they want to play in the Champions League, but I personally don't like to watch it at all. I just like to watch teams play, and that's, I think, also one of the reasons why the Premier League is so amazing and so good to watch for everyone, because both teams really want to play. Both teams don't roll around on the ground constantly and make the game stop or slow the game down like that. I think both teams just want to play, and that's what makes it fun. It goes from one side to one side, and a lot of goals as well, which I find fun. I mean, some people might disagree with me on this, of course, but I think when you look at other leagues, they're more defending, and I prefer, to be fair, I don't mind if they're like 4 or 6 or 8 goals in a match. I think it's way more fun to watch, and that's in my opinion the fun about football. Just seeing one side to the other side, and of course you have the 6-0s and your 4-2s and your whatever, but I think I prefer that, or a 6-3 or 8-0 even. I prefer that, to be fair, if of course we're on the winning side. I don't want to get better by 8-0, of course, but to a 1-0 or a 2-1 or a 0-0. Of course, those games can be really fun. Don't get me wrong at all. But I think if I had to choose between that always or like giving me 5 goals a match minimum or something, I would choose for the 5 goals a match, of course. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I just think fast-paced football with a lot of goals is really, really good to watch. And yeah, now of course we go on to the penalties. Honestly, I couldn't watch the penalties. I don't know how you guys are in that. Let me know in the comments, of course, how you felt during the penalty shootout. But when it goes to penalties, it's just something crazy, you know. One penalty miss, and you're just so much adrenaline and nerves. I think I didn't watch like 3 penalties. I actually did a guest episode. I called in for the AFTV stream. I don't know if you guys watched that at all, but I will link it down in the description. I was the 3rd caller on it, actually. So you can skip to it if you want to watch me. If you want to watch the entire episode, go for it. I don't mind it at all, giving it a shout out. I mean, AFTV is a really good channel in my opinion. But yeah, I did a call in as well where I talked about the penalties as well. And I was just watching, I turned my TV commentary off and I was just putting on the AFTV watch along and just watching it with them, because I was honestly... for some penalties, I didn't even watch. I just waited for the reaction, you know. I was honestly, I can't watch penalties. I totally understand Klopp, although Klopp mostly does it in just games, you know. Games where he just turns around and doesn't want a penalty. But I think, watch the penalty, of course, but I think with penalty shootouts, it's so nervy. Like you miss one, or the keeper saves one, and you're instantly in an entire different situation. Of course, Raya saved 2 penalties. I have to give props to Raya and my credits to Raya. I think Raya played an outstanding game, good save as well. Diogo Costa, keeper from Porto, of course, played really good as well. Had a good save on Jesus, who kicked the ball almost in the net with his first ball contact. But I think Raya played outstanding and is a big part of the reason we're now in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. That sounds quite good, doesn't it? But I also want to talk about Trossard real quick. I think Trossard had a good match as well. I just personally feel like Trossard is more of an impact player. I would preferably see Trossard coming on from the bench instead of starting. I think I would, but yeah, of course now in hindsight you'd say yeah, it was a good option, of course, and Trossard scored, so I don't mind it at all. But yeah, I would in most matches I would preferably see Trossard as an impact player. Of course, Martinelli without being now injured, that is not possible. We had options with Reese, but you don't hear me complaining because, well, maybe you do, but I mean, Trossard scored, so I don't mind it. And who were the other subs that came on? Jesus came on and Ketia came on. I haven't seen anything from those subs, but it wasn't really like it wasn't really a high-paced game after the subs came on. One thing I want to say though is that the subs came on really late. I think I wouldn't mind them seeing them earlier, but don't mind it because we won. But just saying, I wouldn't mind seeing those subs earlier. I don't know why it's had to wait so long to make substitutes. I was in the 70th minute. I was like, oh, you have to make some subs now because players look tired. You could see that Kivio as well played really, really good in my opinion. One of the best players out there for us yesterday. Let me know in the comments what you thought and what your favorite player was yesterday. And yeah, I think that's about it for my review of the Porto game. We're in the quarterfinals. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see us draw in the next Champions League draw for the quarterfinals. Tonight is PSV versus Dortmund. And there's another game which I don't really know which one it is. Is it Inter Milan or a different game? But anyway, whoever wins that, of course, goes through as well. Yeah, we have the possibility of facing 7 good teams, 7 big teams in the quarterfinals. And if we win that, I don't want to get too far ahead. But if we win that, we're of course in the semifinals with 4 teams remaining, which would be crazy. I would preferably see a Barcelona, I think, or PSG. I think those are teams we could match up. I think we could beat Madrid on our best day. City we beat already in the season. So, but I would preferably match them in the finals. So I would say Barcelona or PSG. Let me know in the comments who you would like to see. And I thank you all for watching to this Arsenal review. We're in the quarterfinals, and yes, let's see if we can win the Champions League.